I can make the card bounce off the ceiling if I want to. I know, Charlie. How impressive. Charlie, what's good, son? Finally found my sausage. My friend, I have been looking forward to this day, the day that I get to finally show off, open and share this very deck of playing cards. Charlie, these are from the Ralph Steadman art collection. That's right, Charlie. Ralph Steadman, my very own personal Jesus. Flying Dog edition, illustrated by the one and only Jesus H. Ralph Steadman Christ. Edition 1001. As you know, Charlie Madison, the influence that Ralph Steadman and his art, his work, his offering, the influence that has had on me and my creativity. Boom! Charlie, I've already opened them. I'm going to use them in this video, and also I'm going to show people what these playing cards are all about. What a beautiful deck of playing cards. And don't you think it's about time that we taught something snappy, something cool, something kind of like Snap D? That's right, Charlie. I'm going to teach Snap D with the Ralph Steadman Flying Dog playing cards. And if you keep up this good behavior, Charlie, this sausage is yours. MADISON, welcome back. Thanks for being here. Thank for choosing to spend some more time with me and Charlie Madison today. This is a pretty cool video. Finally, I get to show off the Ralph Steadman Flying Dog playing cards. My friend Jeffrey Weber sent me this deck with a lovely love letter, and I've been so excited. I've been waiting for the right time to open these and to share these. This is a beautiful gift from Jeffrey, and after I finish making this video, I'm gonna give this very deck away to somebody watching this channel right now. So stay tuned, watch to the end. Competition time. I only wish that I could keep it. I only have one of these decks of playing cards. I'm gonna buy some more because this is a dope deck of playing cards. I used to do deck reviews. I did about 10. That's not to say I'm gonna stop. I think this video is gonna map out quite like a deck review, but at the same time, I want to teach a little flourish, a little cool thing, a little cool way of making a playing card. In fact, why don't I just show you a cool way of making a playing card? Do this. This is Snap D. I wanted to call it Snapped, but I can't say it because of my speech impediment. This is something that was in Dangerous, a project that I did with 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and I wrote it down as Snapped, but I couldn't say it, so I called it Snap D. Snap Daniel. What? Now the thing is, I've become so used to the move that when I do it, it feels easy, and when I perform it, it looks easy. It's actually quite difficult, but in this video, I'm going to try and make it very easy for you to learn and to execute. The playing card from the top of the deck pops away, and you have a lot of control over which direction that playing card goes in. I've mounted the GoPro to the ceiling, so we're going to film the cards flying up and down, and I'm going to show off these playing cards as I do it, because boy do I love these playing cards. Without further ado, we're going to take a look at this very deck of playing cards up close, and I'm going to teach you snap, D. Find something that you love and let it kill you. Anybody who wants to get these playing cards, head over to Art of Play. Dan and Dave are putting these up. Jeffrey Weber, Funk. You can get up now. I might need this. Ow, Jesus. No need for that, was there? Ralph Steadman Art Collection Flying Dog Edition Playing Cards, Edition 1001. Illustrated by Ralph Steadman. These are the Flying Dog Edition, and I believe these are printed by a United States playing card company. They feel like a crushed stock. I might be wrong about that, but it definitely feels thinner than usual, and it's typical of Dan and Dave, Daniel Buck and David Buck, to go with crushed stock with USPC. The box is on like a caramel camel color card all the way through. Underneath the sticker, I peeled it back because there's another little piece of artwork. There's an angry face smoking a cig. Out of the box you see the Jokers, but there are a few art cards in there. First one's a thanks card to Ralph's family, a few people at Flying Dog, Stark Waving Group, which is Jeffrey Weber. He made these playing cards exist. There's so much artwork crammed into this deck of playing cards. It's just a beautiful thing to look at. I usually don't like playing cards that don't look like playing cards, that look suspicious. I like playing cards that have standard faces and look like... My kind of work with playing cards is for card tables usually, typically. So if a deck of cards looks too strange to a normal person, to a normal audience, a normal participant, then they're going to question the legitimacy of what I'm doing, let alone the deck. The decks like this can sometimes, that's why Charlie, can sometimes look like novelty decks, trick decks, but this one, it looks like a piece of art. Everything's been redesigned from the ground up. The back design, I'm all about minimal. I love this red too, right to the edge red printing. You still got a nice border on there, and you can tell just by looking at this, if you're in that kind of world and if you're inspired by these kind of things, you can tell just by looking at the back design that this has influence from Ralph Steadman. So to find out that it is Ralph Steadman is huge bonus for this deck. There's so much artwork in this deck. The Jokers are art, the Aces are art, all the court cards have unique pieces of art on them using that typical Steadman style, and I just think they look great. And to see some of these pieces of art on there that I'm already familiar with, it's just so nice. I want to put this deck to the test, so you're gonna see what it looks like on film while I'm teaching you Snap D. Let's get to it. I might just add a few things if you don't mind before we stop. I have a tattoo on my hand, HST, Hunter S. Thompson. The whole influence from that kind of twisted, almost surreal kind of 70s, 80s, maybe even before that, the artwork, and specifically Ralph Steadman's artwork that took influence from those things. Charles Bukowski, the whole Fear and Loathing, Hunter S. Thompson, the whole, even the influence that you see Johnny Depp taking from those eras, it's had such a massive influence on me, the whole circle of similarly influential people. Then you might understand a little bit more about where my influence comes from and what I'm all about. There's so much beauty in this madness, this art of madness, and the influence I took, the biggest influence was the whole Madvocates movement, the whole advocates of madness. So to me, when you can encapsulate all those things into a deck of playing cards, that's beautiful. That's artwork. This is real artwork. This is, I know, Charlie, this is so much more than a deck of playing cards. Thanks. I've just found a sausage on the floor. Is this yours, Charlie? a standard grip, almost a mechanic's grip. You're going to push the top card over with your thumb, and fingers, hold on, focus, finger 2 is going to curl underneath the deck like so. Finger 2 goes underneath, finger 3 curls on top. So finger 3 is now on top, finger 2 underneath, and I have the devil horns with fingers 1 and 4. When I let go with my thumb, add a little pressure with finger 3, you can see what happens. It feels natural. What happens next is very natural. You're going to extend finger 2 and 3, and the card will start to rotate on its own, like so. At this point, when it's in this position, finger 1, you're going to extend the card further out with fingers 2 and 3. Finger 1 is going to go on the back of that card. So ultimately, you want to end up in this position. Finger 1 and 3 on the top, and finger 2 on the face of that card, like so. We're achieving that from the top of the deck, so it looks like this. Now, when you're in this position, for the first few times that you do this, you're going to find that it's very slippy. The card falls out of place a lot, and you're going to want to hold it down here to make sure you don't drop it. This is wrong. It needs to be right on your fingernails, right at the very tip. Right at the tip, that's what she said. So once you're in this position, you're ready to go. Your hand needs to be like this. You need to be extended like so. And what's going to happen, you're going to pull down with fingers 3 and 1 at the same time. Finger 2 is going to press upwards. So your fingers are kind of making a scissoring action. However, finger 1 pulls down so much more dramatically and drastically than finger 3, and when you do that, the card will propel away. It should propel away like this. That's right, Charlie. So once again, I'll show you this a little bit faster. Push it over, finger 2 goes underneath, 3 on top, extend, rotate, finger 1 is on the back. In this position, the deck held like this. The thumb is obviously holding the deck down as much as it can, and then I pull down with finger 1, and this is the way that my hand finishes. It looks like this. Now we're going to move to the camera on the ceiling so that you can look down on this and see exactly how I'm deciding where that card goes. So when you're practicing this, the things that you want to try and master first, you just want the card to pop away from your fingers, to fly away from your fingers. In the first place, forget which direction it's going in, how high up it's going in. Just practice over and over and over, pulling down with that finger, causing the card to pop away, causing it to fly. If you can make that card propel away from the deck with this movement, with this motion, then you're achieving the first part of this. What's causing this card to propel? The card to propel so high up. I can make the card bounce off the ceiling if I want. I can make the card bounce off the ceiling if I want to. I know, Charlie, how impressive. The way that I'm doing that, a lot of the control comes from the flick of the wrist. If I wanted to hit the ceiling, at the same time, as soon as I snap, as soon as I feel that snap, I'm going to really flick my hand towards the ceiling. So once you can do this, once you've figured this out, the flick, if I do this with my hand completely still, then it only goes so high. So this shows me how much control I can have over this card. If I don't want it to go too far, I'm just not going to flick my wrist. I'm just going to use my fingers and pop. And then the wrist controls the rest. So if I want it to go a bit higher, I flick my wrist much more. Now the angles will fix themselves. They'll sort themselves out. They will come to you really intuitively, really naturally, because if I want the card to come over and down on this side, I'm going to tilt my wrist more this way. It's logic, and it'll feel like logic. It'll feel like logic when you're actually learning this too. If I tilt my wrist and face the deck outwards like this, you can cause kind of a boomerang effect where the card's going to go much further out and then come back to you over here, so you can catch over here. And it seems like the card spends so much more time in the air because the card's going up like this, so it's constantly catching air, not only on the way up but on the way down too. And it gives you much more time to see where the card is and catch that card so much more gracefully. Even if you do have to reach out, I mean, it's impressive that you're able to catch a card that you've propelled away from the deck. Now, how do we use this in a trick? I think it's very easy. As long as you can control a playing card to the top of the deck, you might want to, I would suggest overcompensating by saying, look, your card's not on top, because this card clearly comes from the top of the deck. I think what's more impressive for those people into cardistry or who can do some cool little moves and flourishes, lose a playing card in the deck, control it to the top, do some flourishes. Most of my cards on the floor, so I probably won't be able to show off too many flourishing moves, but do some flourishes that keep control of that top card, and then at the very end you can control, you can execute snap D. A lot of this is going to come from, a lot of what you can do, what you're capable of, is going to come from just messing around with it on your own, just playing with the move. But you can have such precise control over where that playing card goes. I mean, there are so many other alternatives, but what I love about this one is this little thing at the beginning. It's like, what did he just do? That wasn't a normal thing, that wasn't a simple thing. Eric Jones introduced me to the idea of doing a top shot to get the card to propel away from the deck, but as you can see, there's very little control over the card. You've just got to kind of reach out and grab it, and I didn't like the idea of how simple that looked. It looks like what it is, whereas Snap D, that card that you're extending like this, it could have come from the middle of the deck. I mean, you can lead someone to believe that that card came from the middle of the deck. One thing I've struggled with this, or something that I don't even try, in fact, is doing this without the deck in the hand. If you do it without the deck in the hand, it feels, to me, it feels strange, and I can't do it. I mean, I don't know why you would do it without the deck in the hand, but I like the idea that it's with the deck in the hand, everything's contained in one hand, and you're left with your free hand to collect it and bring everything back. Should I say finish the performance or finish what you're doing. Yeah. So that was Snap D. Good luck. I hope you enjoyed practicing this one. You might not get it straight away. Some people might get it straight away. Some people are just that gifted. I hope you enjoy it. It's something that I do every day, every time I'm using playing cards. It's the only method that I use for propelling a playing card to the sky from the deck. Somebody subscribe to my channel right now. Somebody watching this video is gonna get this very deck of playing cards. I'm going to take out a few playing cards and sign them, maybe the 9 of clubs. I will personalize this deck to somebody watching this video right now. All you have to do, get in the comment section, put a smile on my face, whatever it takes, put a smile on my face. I love reading the comments. I love seeing how enthusiastic people are about learning sleight of hand and learning these cool little things that you can do with a deck of playing cards. And if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy learning little flourishy things like this, let me know. I have tons of this stuff. I did think that I'd stick to sleight of hand and magic card tricks on this channel, but there's a lot of flourishing and a lot of cool things like this that I think will be beneficial to people as well. So let me know in the comments. Make me laugh, make me smile, and I'll pick somebody very soon who will receive this very deck of playing cards. Man, it's a bit rough after I've used it, but still, love this deck. I love it so much. Once I send this out to you, to somebody watching, I'm gonna pick up a whole bunch of these. I have so many dope new tutorials on the way. All I ask in return, make sure you subscribe so that you get the notification every time I upload a new tutorial. I'm Daniel Madison. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Just before we finish up, it's important that I say we'll leave a link in the video description to these playing cards where you can get the Ralph Steadman playing cards from over at Art of Play. I'm Daniel Madison. He's Daniel Madison. That's Charlie Madison. See you next time. You can have your sausage back.